The final 43 players at the World Series of Poker main event will be examined with a microscope. But perhaps the most heavily scrutinized will be Jackie Glazier.
The only thing I'd probably get nervous about is all the media attention around me at the moment.
Now the last woman standing.
I think that it's a loss to poker not to have more women in the field. They bring a lot to the game.
Looking to become the last player standing.
Yes! It would be marvellous for a female to get to the final table and hopefully inspire some more women to get out there and play.
A woman will again make the main event final table.
Never give up. I suppose the word for me, I have true grit. Doesn't matter how many chips I've got, I'll go down fighting.
Why not this year?
Texas Dolly Brunson, who wrote the book.
He's moving in for the kill.
And there it is. Helmuth wins the championship.
Moneymaker puts his name amongst the greatest players in the game.
Wake me now.
Greg Merson is the main event champion.
Biggest day of my life.
Main event, day 6.
It's the most prestigious poker tournament of the year, and we are deep in the trenches. Lon McCarron with Norman Chad and Kara Scott from Las Vegas.
All about the horns, baby, the horns. UT.
Texan James Alexander has some rail support as day 6 continues here at the main event. Carlos Mortensen is starting to steal some spotlight.
He's got physics and math degrees. Why is he taking my money at the poker table?
Jackie Glazier is way beyond last woman standing. She's a contender.
She's got a teaching degree. Why is she taking my money at the poker table?
How about Steve G? A final table last year and maybe another one this year.
He's got an accounting degree and a rain jacket. Why is he taking my money at the poker table?
Former investment banker Chris Land leads the way.
If this guy was an investment banker, I was an Apollo astronaut. Please.
43 players remaining. Chris Lind with the biggest stack. Consummate pro J.C. Tran has over $9 million in third place.
The November 9 is in sight. $8.3 million to the winner.
Surely I can get through 36. I've come all this way. For what?
Hey, to keep going.
Keep going, exactly.
Yeah, that's what I'm
why
saying.
You cut here.
We're all for nothing otherwise.
Jackie Glazier, part of a featured table with a lot of star power. She's short, though, with just 21 big blinds.
With that stack, she'll probably need to win a flip and then steal some pots to become a major factor.
Carlos Mortensen right now over $5 million, but he's got J.C. Tran on his left.
What a story this is turning out to be. Main event champion in 01, trying to do it again in 2013.
A big pay bump coming soon, which may be a factor for some. The next 6 to go out will win almost 186 grand. Carlos Mortensen folds 7 Trey. Tran out of the way. Jack Amix, amateur from Tennessee. Ace Queen of Hearts.
Owns a mortgage company, 64, second oldest left in the field. 65-year-old Dan Owen also still in the main event.
Amix, a snug player with a raise to 175,000, folded to the small blind. Yevgeny Timoshenko, Queen 10 of clubs.
Seeing Timoshenko reminds me, all of us were a lot younger when this main event started.
This year, chips.
25-year-old successful pro. Relishes playing a pot with an amateur. Amix right now with almost 4.3 million. So just a call from Timoshenko here. Big blind Jackie Glazier, ace king, and she's all in.
Jackie moves all in. Jackie moves all in.
Over 1.7 million. Amix wastes little time folding ace queen. He's on your Christmas list. And Timoshenko gets rid of it, and Jackie will take it with the shove.
Timoshenko there didn't want to risk more than 20% of his stack.
So Jackie picks up over 400,000 chips pre-flop, always a good thing. Amix very selective in the hands he plays, but was forced to fold.
Every time she chips up, Jackie smiles broadly. She hopes to be smiling for another couple of days.
Jackie Glazier spoke of the pressure of being in her position, a female running deep in a tournament dominated by men. She now has a playable stack, and perhaps some of that pressure has been relieved, Norman.
We always talk about how pros have an edge down the stretch because they've been there before, but maybe there's something to be said for having no clue what's going on. I mean, if ignorance is bliss, I could be president of the United States. President Chad.
Hey.
Okay, so sometimes it's an advantage not knowing any better. Maybe that's why Jackie Glazier, who's had a deep main event run and is trying to make history, feels the pressure, while a guy like Texan James Alexander is just enjoying the ride.
Alexander's ride could come to an end here. He re-raised all in with King Queen. Vancouver attorney Jason Mann with 8-7 of diamonds is considering his next move.
Might give you action on this one.
Like I said, I don't care what you do as long as the pot eventually comes this way.
My hand's not very good though.
Well, then I'm excited. Worst sound in poker is, what do you call it, the snap call. All in. Call. You're like, damn it. I think if you knock me out, they'll put you on TV.
If I knock you out with this hand, after calling 680 more, they will put me on TV.
Actually, that's scarier.
Oh, yeah,
now I want you to
Jack
fold.
This time, one less.
Now I want you to fold. For those scary things, now I want you to fold.
Alexander graduated from law school. Man is a criminal defense lawyer.
You know, sometimes you just have a feeling like you're gonna bink a flop. Bink.
Trust your instincts.
I know. I'm a feel player, man.
Am I not personally sending off positive vibes?
Two entertaining, likable legal minds.
Jason makes the call. It's a paltry portion of his 7 million chips.
I hope I
All
win.
in a call?
I hope I win.
And two honest lawyers.
Nah, I mean, man, I probably make the same call. Dude.
7-8 of diamonds.
Seriously, that's about what that's stacked. Probably make the same call.
Alexander at risk.
All the way, baby. Texas, Texas. Let's do it.
His brother Dwayne right there with him. Here's the flop. Jack Queen 9.
There you go. Oh, that's still not good. Well, no.
Alexander with top pair and a higher gut shot than Man.
Yeah, I get a bigger shake. It's not drawing dead. It comes 7-7 or 8-8.
Turn card. A 5.
Thank
Man picks up another gut shot that could be a winner.
Calm down, sir. I was kidding about that.
Can you imagine?
Alexander needs to dodge a 6.
It is a 7. Not enough to take out Alexander, who hangs in there with a double.
Come here so I can. Come here.
His brother calling out the wrong card.
Sorry.
He calls for the card that can screw me.
Alexander up near 2 million.
I have to do that like 6 more times.
Hey, but it's a start, baby. It's a start. Hey, we all start at the bottom.
Man still healthy with nearly 6.3 million.
Cocktails.
Alexander's a beverage connoisseur.
Well, he does own a bar.
Man, you defend everybody.
To the secondary feature table now, where the top stack Chris Lind holds a big advantage on second best Jay Farber. Lind has quite nearly tripled his stack here on day 6 so far. Lind, a local player, as is Farber, but in a different way. Say you want to get into a top club in the city? Well, Jay Farber just might be your guy. That's how you met him, right, Norman?
No, actually, I met him at a tattoo parlor. What were the chances we were getting the same tattoo on the same exact spot? He is a VIP host here in town, which means he takes people out and makes sure they're having a good time. Of course, he's drawn dead if he's trying to do that with me.
Farber with the guns under the gun here with ace-king.
Jay likes premium alcohol, premium clubs, and premium hands.
Don't say anything bad about my fellow Santa Barbara City College Vaquero. A raise to 170,000. Next in line, Bruno Kawawuch, Brazilian pro, Jack 4. And he will lay it down. Chris Lind now, the big stack with pocket queens.
Lind worked for Bear Stearns. They went belly up. J.P. Morgan took over and laid off his entire department. He says it was a blessing because he hated working for the man.
Lind with the queens just makes the call. Phil Mater, the farmer, with ace queen of spades, re-raises all in for 1.1 million.
14 big blinds for Phil Mater. It makes sense to push, but it turns out to be a horrific spot for him.
So folded around, back to Farber now with ace-king. He has to take Lind, the bigger stack, into consideration here.
Call.
He makes the call.
Farber doesn't push. Maybe Lind will.
With the queens. Just a call. So Mater getting action on his all-in.
Chris's call.
Triple.
Get the triple up.
That's what I look at. He had the triple up.
The farmer only with a 10% chance to triple up. It's a bad crop of cards for Mater.
All right, here's the flop. King 5-6. Farber with top pair and a hammerlock on this hand.
And Farber reaching for chips is very bad news for Farmer Phil.
Boy, look at those percentages after that flop. Now Farber with 1.8 million. And the queens cannot continue.
Lind loses the minimum. Mater about to lose his main event seat
That's not good.
He's going to need a running jack and 10.
Phil Mader, as you mentioned, looking for a card to help him pronto. Farber trying to score the knockout after scoring top pair. The two old guys at this table talking it out. Here's the turn card. A 9, not what Mader needs. He's drawing dead and has been knocked out after a very impressive main event run.
Yeah, who wants to see this guy leave? I come to the main event line for the joy of watching good folks like Phil Mader.
Absolutely. 43rd place, almost 186,000. A nice harvest from the 10,000 seeds he planted back on day one. Jay Farber will now sit with over 9.6 million after that action, becoming much more of a player in this main event. Phil Mader dazzled us from day 3 on. Very well done, sir. The 2013 World Series of Poker is brought to you by Caesars Casino on Facebook. What happens in Vegas now can go anywhere.
Trying to push a farmer around.
And after much thought, Mader folds and saves his main event unbeknownst to him. It's the jack, and Mader scores big with trips to double through Ivy.
Wow.
The Nebraskan farmer is now with Kara Scott.
Phil Mader's been eliminated from the main event. You were up on our feature table on day 3. We spent time at our secondary feature table as well. What are you going to take away from this experience?
Once I get over the disappointment of today, it'll be something I'll really look back and be happy about. It was a good run.
And you played against some of the best pros in the world, including Phil Ivey. And what's the first story that you're going to tell your friends when you get back home?
Well, got in a couple big pots with him. Unfortunately, got it in bad once, and worked out for me, and that's how I ended up here. But it's really fun to play with those guys.
Well, a 43rd place finish for Phil Mader. Thank you very much.
So now 42 players remaining in the main event. One of them not Mike the Mouth Matiso, so we took him bowling in this edition of Side Action. Hi, everybody. Lon McCarron. Welcome to Gold Coast Lanes for this friendly grudge match between two left-handers. My broadcast partner, Storm and Norman Chad, and 4-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner, Mike the Mouth Matiso. This should be a good one.
Let's do this, Mouth.
Plan to put a lot of strikes up there. A lot.
You got your own shoes. My shoes some guy from Wichita was wearing yesterday.
Where'd you get the shimmy shake from?
Fred Flintstone.
That's not bad for as ugly as you looked on that ball. No! That's very impressive. Mr. Fred Flintstone here.
I know.
Look at this guy.
He walks away. First mark of the match for Norman Chad, and now an inauspicious start for the Mouth.
That's a shame.
This is not a gimme spin.
Look at this guy go!
Oh, look at that. Look at that. 3 in a row in the channel.
What a bum.
And probably Matiso throws 4 straight gutter balls. Norman working on 2 spares. Another good ball. Yeah, that's in the...
Yes!
He got them all!
Oh, you're in a hole.
4 bracelets, no strikes. Nice ball.
Ah, looks good. Oh!
That worries me.
So after 8 frames, Chad leads. Mike the Mouth Matiso needs running miracles to win this match.
In the Mouth's defense, it's next to impossible to bowl while having Lon's booming, jammering voice behind us.
We'll have the conclusion of that battle in a future show. Let's catch up on a few players we've seen over the course of the main event. Mikhail Brummelhouse, just north of $4 million. Canadian Mark-Etienne McLaughlin with more than $9 million right now. At a different table, former chip leader Somar Al-Darwich appropriately standing up all in for less than 1 big blind. Daynard Pettit with ace-queen trying to finish off the ultra-short stack.
Like the old expression goes, all you need is a chip, a bowl of fruit, and a chair.
Here's the flop. 5 deuce 6. Pettit sees Al-Darwich hit the flop. The pair of 5s is best.
Breakfast of main event champions. Here comes Somar Al-Darwich.
And Pettit with the flush draw, more for Al-Darwich to fret about.
Nice. Now an ace, a queen, or any spade knocks out the fruit brute.
The river card. 10 of hearts, Pettit misses. Somar Al-Darwich has 3 big blinds.
Greg Merson had 3 big blinds last year and came back to win.
So more Al Darwich may be a bit familiar to you. Back on day 3 of the main event, he was top dog in the house.
The German youngster in an enviable spot here. He's got the nuts.
I raise. He says, I raise.
Kroon with a massive misread and a massive misstep. He's blowing up his day 3 chip lead.
And Kroon mucks. Al Darwich now is the chip leader of the main event.
Yeah, Mark Kroon blows up with king high, and we have a new king at this main event.
Al Darwich still noshing.
All in.
And ready to try it again. This time he's suited with 4 tray against the queen 4 of Alex Livingston.
And if he survives another all-in, he'll have to order another fruit bowl.
I want to use my one-time
Livingston, the Canadian poker pro and pizzeria owner we met earlier in the main event.
Good luck.
Very nice.
I'll give him a sweat on this one. I don't mind a sweat.
Here's the flop.
Queen ball.
Jack 7 deuce, 1 heart, not much sweat.
5 of hearts.
No, 1 heart. 5 of hearts is the card.
8, 9.
A chip, a fork, and a chair. Let's do it.
Turn card. And there it is, a tray. Al Darwich pairs up.
Maybe not the sweat he was looking for. The Tangerine Man looking for another double up.
Shut up.
Queen. The ghost of Jack Strauss protecting Al Darwich, maybe.
Queen. 7.
River card, ace of diamonds, and the miracle comeback to be still alive. He's now got 7 big blinds.
Now it definitely will be on television.
It's not more than 230.
230.
He had more chips on day 3, but Al Darwich still battling on day 6. Welcome back. Jonathan Jaffe makes his return to the feature table now.
I can use 5 more million.
Is that
what
I got?
You can keep the 380.
How much you gonna pay me for it?
$225,000.
Just gonna cool you.
I mean, there's easier ways of doing it.
No, it's just gonna cool you. It's free that way.
Sounds lazy.
Players are constantly changing tables during a tournament. Now this feature table just got a lot tougher.
Poker tournament is definitely about pace and rhythm. You know, there are going to be spots where you really speed up and you're raising a really high percentage of hands, and other times where you're going to have a situation where you have to cool down and maybe fold some pretty good hands pre-flop. Trying to determine what's more aggro, Jackie's Tiger, which I love, or Yevgeny challenging Gus Hansen on the buttons.
Reed's going to teach a few lessons with pocket aces, a raise to 160, a min raise by today's standards, a normal nothing special here type of raise. Ace king for Jaffe. Boy, the dealer dishes out an unwelcome gift.
Do you know how much you started the hand with?
Ask him how much he started his hand with. Nosy people don't like being nosed back at.
450.
Jaffe getting busy, a re-raise to 450.
I'll say this, Jaffe announces his raises with impeccable enunciation.
Tran with king, queen. Might have wanted to play that until Jaffe re-raised.
Well, Jaffe was playing well and running well earlier. Now he sits down here, and this looks like a cooler.
So folded back to Reed under the gun.
Reed started in college as an engineering major, got bored, switched to pharmacy, got bored, then got his degree in finance, but got bored, so now he plays pocket aces for a living.
Reed with a lot of green and some of the purple re-raises to 900,000.
Jaffe once had a chip stack with over 200 big blinds, now in danger of seeing almost all of it disappear here with ace-king.
Total of 1.75 mil.
Jaffe seems to be from the I can't fold ace-king pre-flop school of thought.
Oh, that's a 5-bet from Jaffe with a 6-bet now likely to come.
Absolutely.
I'm all in.
Call.
There it is. And a quick call.
Jaffe was not budging, and he runs into one of the 2 hands that have him crushed.
Listen.
A lot of coolers at this table.
A cooler in progress here for Jonathan Jaffe. Here is the flop. Deuce, ace-6, and it's over right there. Jaffe drawing dead.
Dead man smiles. Jaffe now with 13 big blinds left.
And Matt Reed made the aces work to their maximum.
Nice hand.
Thank you.
Jaffe's star suddenly and shockingly fades upon his return to this feature table, doubling Reed's stack to $7.2 million. So Reed, again with a big hand versus big hand clash, comes out on top.
Well, I had 1.2 in greens I put out initially. Put out 3 stacks of 4.
Yeah, 1.2.
Yeah.
There you see the big 3 at this feature table. 2 top pros and the very solid Matt Reed now after that double up.
Nice hand. That's the time you don't want to get the raise through, right?
Yeah. Players always try to make friends with the player to their left. It's just smart business. It's like making friends with your super if you live in an apartment building. Very little downside.
Folded around to Jonathan Jaffe. King, queen suited. 13 big blinds.
Come on.
And that means all in. Now to Jorn Volthaus. Volthaus with ace-king.
I'm all in.
It looks good to him. He shoves. It won't look good to Jaffe.
Is that all?
Yeah, Jaffe caught in a 2-hand death swirl, back to back.
And so Jaffe now on the hook quickly and dominated once again.
Well, first ace-king against aces, now king-queen suited against ace-king. Thanks for the memories. This game can punish you so harshly and swiftly. Jaffe in big trouble.
All right, here's the flop. Jaffe at risk. And there's top pair for Volthaus. 1 heart in the flop, but that's little solace to Jaffe.
Well, the last hand he was drawing dead on the flop, so 5% looks good to Jonathan.
The turn card 7 of clubs ends it. Bang, bang, Jaffe on the bad end of ace-king, and he's gone.
Jaffe goes down in a blaze. No glory.
Volthaus does the deed.
Good playing with you guys. Have fun.
42nd place for Jonathan Jaffe, but he thought it should have been much better than that.
He plays well, he handles himself well, and he deserved better.
This episode is going to take like 4 hours. Probably.
Oh no, Lon and I don't work overtime.
Like I haven't seen this much action the entire day at any of my other tables.
Kara Scott now standing by with the latest main event casualty.
Jonathan Jaffe has been eliminated from the feature table. It seemed like a whirlwind of cards kind of came at you as soon as you sat down. Can you describe that for us?
Yeah, I just sat down at the feature table, got ace-king to aces, and then king-queen suited to ace-king, so kind of played itself.
So obviously, looking back on the entire journey for you, how do you feel about your play?
I'm happy with my play in the tournament. You know, you never know what other people had, but happy with the way I played my cards.
You seem to be remarkably calm and maybe zen about the whole thing coming off as well. Is that the way it really is, or is it just how it appears on the surface?
I'm not happy, but I don't feel any sadness or anger right now. You know, I guess you can't really force those emotions. I'm sure, you know, I'll look back on it as a missed opportunity down the road, but it's kind of easier knowing that I played my bust hands well.
Jonathan Jaffe out in 42nd place.
Great to have support on the rail when you run deep in the main event. Last year's main event runner-up Jesse Sylvia and his girlfriend Ashley Sleeth on hand. Fun atmosphere. The stakes increase and the field shrinks.
Big blind, honey.
Josh Prigger is the big blind.
Did you call me honey?
No.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Who
can be mad at this?
I haven't learned your names yet.
I guess honey's better than sweetie.
Okay.
Josh.
Josh, got it. On it.
You're my favorite dealer.
Thank you.
Anyway, I don't know how I'm still here.
Well, I think Kimmy is Chris Lynn's favorite dealer about now, too. Aces on the button. And the big stack with a raise to 190.
By the way, every World Series dealer should know every main event player's name. There are only 6,352 of them. It's just common courtesy. And who's this?
Josh Prager with kings.
I'm all in.
Call.
Yep, it played itself.
Aces.
Bad timing.
Wow.
Aces versus kings.
Woo! He just told her she's his favorite dealer. The ultimate call deck. Aces on the button versus kings in the big blind.
Okay, honey.
We have a diamond.
You worked so hard to build your stack, and now Prager's chips are all in the middle, and the kings look so small.
Yeah, especially with our history.
Linsanity is rolling. Prager at risk.
2 diamonds.
The only glimmer, a couple of straightening cards for Prager.
Deuce of diamonds.
Turn card.
Deuce of hearts.
0 help for Josh.
Deuce, it's coming. Deuce of diamonds next.
Prager needs a king.
River card, another 10. And Josh Prager knocked out as Lind gets even richer.
Chris has got to learn to go shake hands with the person he knocks out before he does anything else, just saying.
Prager, 39 from Northern California with his second top 100 main event finish. And a chip leader now approaching 15 million here on day 6.
That was like 3 million.
I'm totally disappointed. Like, I mean, it's impossible for people to understand. They say, oh, you won this amount of money, but like, you won't get chances like this. Like I won 18 times my money. This is like, you could play this tournament like for 100 years and not get this spot again. It's impossible to say you're miserable when you make 180,000 because people don't understand, but I am miserable. Like I will feel better about feeding my kids in a couple weeks, but I don't feel good about this now. It's like, it's impossible to express because, like, what a jerk. He won this much money and he's still depressed. Like, it's not easy,
What a jerk. I'm just kidding. Josh said it right. You're lucky if you get in this position once in your life. And when it's down to, say, 41 players, the moment you finish 41st, you feel crushed.
A short stack at this table, Byron Coverman with ace-king of hearts with just a min raise. Now to Carlos Mortensen with pocket eights. He's got 5.3 million building blocks now, and he makes the call. Carlos's first World Series cash was a no-limit hold'em final table in 2000. A year later, he was world champion. J.C. Tran with queen 10 off.
Tran looking for trouble with queen 10 off.
And he gets rid of it. Now folded to Jorn Valthaus, small blind with queen 8. Sticky, but he folds, as does Timoshenko. So no other takers for the short stack and the Matador.
From this angle, it does appear to me that Carlos has more chips than Coverman.
He does indeed. Jack 6-4, the pocket pair still good for Carlos.
I'm rather surprised Coverman didn't push pre-flop, starting the hand with 16 big blinds. Now he's going to continuation bet.
He does indeed, 180,000. And of course, most pros wonder the same thing. Why didn't he shove? Why isn't he shoving here? Does he have a monster? Carlos with a raise there to 360 to test Coverman.
Yeah, Carlos is saying you can take your continuation bet and stick it in a sock drawer along with your ace-king. And see, I just give up here. But as you can imagine, Lon, I was beat up a lot as a kid.
Like Reed, Coverman from Ohio, several six-figure scores on his poker resume. And he makes the call there.
Well, Coverman's working with a short stack. That's an odd call. That's usually a push or fold spot, I think.
Turn card. 6 of diamonds. Coverman checks quickly. And Mortensen puts Coverman all in.
Yeah, now what type of spot is this for the 26-year-old pro? He's got 10 big blinds left, and he's got no hand.
Byron has played himself into a corner.
Do you really expect me to believe this? Is that a yes or no?
You can call and see.
My name is Carlito Mortensen. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Coverman does give it up.
Can I pick one? Pick one?
You tell me you have 9?
I'll tell you what I had. Exact 2 cards.
Tell me, and you can see me here.
Ace King of Hearts.
I know you have a big hand, otherwise you will move on indirectly. So that's the only reason I don't raise you back pre-flop.
Actually, I was...
Carlos throws the short stack of bones, shows him his hand. The Matador's tower continuing to grow. Carlos Mortensen proving again he deserves to be called one of the best no-limit hold'em tournament players in the world.
Nobody wants to be the guy at the main event calling time, but it's been 12 minutes.
Nice bluff.
I think if you knock me out, they'll put you on TV.
I haven't seen this much action the entire day at any of my other tables.
Yevgeny Timoshenko has gone up against the best day after day and persevered and collected a chip stack of over $7.5 million. Action at this feature table on Carlos Mortensen, ace jack of diamonds.
There are no zoning restrictions around the strip in Las Vegas, so Carlos can build his chip towers as high as he wants.
Blinds at 40 and 80,000. Carlos with a raise to 180,000. J.C. Tran, little card dead right now. Jack Amix, the amateur from Tennessee, ace-5 of spades, and he's going to come into the hand. So Timoshenko now, pocket nines.
Fun fact for you, pocket nines were the most profitable hand aboard the Mayflower in 1620, according to the ship's daily logbook.
Timoshenko has a former world champ and a very tight player in the hand, so what does he do here? There's a call. On the button, Jackie Glazier folds. In the small blind, Reed folds. Coverman gets out of the way.
Mortensen and Timoshenko went shopping together. Carlos went short sleeve. Yevgeny went long sleeve.
All right, three players will see the flop. Yevgeny with the best hand with the pocket nines right now. The flop 10-8-10. Carlos missed it. He checks. Amix sees only one spade in that flop. And he checks. Now Yevgeny with two pair now. Yevgeny chips in hand. 280,000.
This is a checkered shirt hand plus Jack Amix.
Carlos Mortensen comes along. Amix paid for the flop and now folds. Heads up now, two powerhouses in the game. Turn card, Queen of Diamonds. Mortensen with a straight flush draw.
No, it's not just a straight flush draw, it's a royal straight flush draw.
Mortensen checks.
It's a royal straight flush draw.
Yevgeny checks his two pair and a gut shot. River card now. 5 of hearts, no royal flush. That deflates both players a bit, I imagine.
How about me? It's such a letdown. What am I supposed to do now?
No royal. Check. Check. And so Timoshenko's hand was best pre-flop, and the hand holds up at showdown.
Thank you.
I like the turn, like the way.
I love the turn, and I wasn't even in the hand.
Yeah.
River 9 would have been nice.
Yeah, 9 would be.
Especially if I bet the turn.
Well,
that could have been a big one.
You bet the turn and you bet the river. Big.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, bet the turn, river 9, bet the river.
Ah, what could have been. Timoshenko now in 5th place. As you see the overall leaderboard, Chris Lynn and Anton Morgenstern running 1-2. The only players over 10 million. Over to Steve G now at the secondary table. Ace Queen in the cutoff.
G not with a whole lot of chips down the stretch here this year, which is similar to last year.
He opens the pot for 175,000. That's Mark Newhouse on the button. Poker pro, born and raised in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, splits his time now between Vegas and Southern California. Newhouse calls.
Newhouse won a World Poker Tour title in 2006.
Heads up now, the flop. Jack, Jack, 6, 2 hearts. G ahead with a better kicker. Newhouse with the flush draw.
These are two cash game veterans from California limit hold'em games.
G with a World Series bracelet, checks.
On day 5, Newhouse said he felt he was going to die. He had blood taken a week ago and has felt terrible since. Of course, he's a poker player, so instead of seeing a doctor, he just had a med school friend suggesting some medication.
Newhouse thinking maybe I can win it right here, right now. Bets 190,000.
Yeah, Newhouse bets his nut flush draw. G might figure he's best right now with his big ace, and he is.
And you know, it's not so easy to get rid of Steve G at the main event. He does make the call. All right, turn card. The ace pairs both. G's queen kicker still has G ahead.
That could be a betting card for Steve G.
Nope.
Maybe G didn't bet because he didn't want to get raised.
A check from Newhouse. To the river we go, and there it is. Nut flush for Mark Newhouse. He runs down Steve G.
Can't imagine G betting now. He has aces and jacks.
Yeah, he does check. So can Newhouse get some value from his flush? He's certainly going to try. 3 lavender and some more. 385.
Small bet. G getting 3.5 to 1 on a call. I think he wants to call. It's a bargain.
Ace is up with a queen kicker. Tough not to call. And he does. G's second best this time to Mark Newhouse. Newhouse now with over 4.7 million.
Much better to take chips than to give blood.
It's like pulling teeth to take chips from Steve G also. All right, so let's get away from the secondary feature table to an outer table. Sammy Rustam leaving the Amazon room. Once a chip leader, now a footnote at the main event.
He's got style. He might not be the most interesting man in the world, but I think he's top 500.
By far the biggest poker payday for Sammy. Philip Long took the last of Sammy Rustam's chips. No such thing as cruise control here at the main event. Another one-time chip leader falls by the wayside. Tonight's bracelet moments are presented by PokerNews.com. Hold'em may be the top dog, but Pot Limit Omaha is rising fast in poker popularity. Josh Pollock faced Noah Schwartz heads up in the $1,500 PLO, and it was Pollock who took it down. 28-year-old Jeff Madsen won his 3rd career bracelet in the 3K event. The 5K six-handed PLO saw Steve Gross enter the winner's circle. And Daniel Alai was the last man standing in the 10K event as he won his 4th career bracelet. 62 bracelets given out at this year's World Series of Poker in Las Vegas, but there were and are other opportunities to win gold. Australia back in April, Paris in October.
Tom Schneider, double bracelet winner for the 2nd time. He also did it in 2007 when he was Player of the Year.
Yo, Jackie, time to get to work. You're in the big blind.
That's a bad rail you got.
I know.
They're supposed to let you know when you got an hand.
They're terrible, yeah.
They're asleep over there. They're supposed to watch up there.
On Jackie's rail next to her husband is Marsha Wagner. Only Marsha Wagner and Annie Duke have been the last woman standing in the main event twice. Marsha in 1993 and 97, Annie in 2000 and 2003.
Folded to J.C. Tran with pocket 4s, his 6th cash of this World Series summer. His biggest was $25K before this deep run. A raise to $170,000. Vaulthouse with king, queen on the button.
We're down to 5 tables here. Vaulthouse and Amsterdam buddy McKeel Brimmelhouse still in the field. Good friends, each making a deep run.
Yorn calls now Timoshenko, king, queen of spades.
We now interrupt our regularly scheduled programming to present Yevgeny Timoshenko deciding on the fate of his king-queen suited from the small blind.
He has nearly doubled his chip stack so far on day 6, over 8 million now, makes the call. Glacier didn't have to come back to receipt. So 3 players. The flop, 4-9 trade. Tran flops middle set. Timoshenko and Vaulthouse in big trouble. Yevgeny checks. Now Tran. Slow plays his set. Vaulthouse, though, reaching for chips.
One king-queen checks. The other king-queen decides to get frisky with Squadouche.
Very meticulously putting together 310,000.
I believe Timoshenko will fold his hand before the commercial break.
May have caught a break here. Yeah, he does. And now Tran.
What a great spot for JC. He eyes Vaulthouse's chips, trying to calculate how many of them soon will be his.
Vaulthouse's stack about 1/3 of that of Tran's. JC making a big show of it here, just calls.
I think that's a nice read by JC. If he check raises there, he's probably not going to get another dime out of Yorn. He hopes to get more later.
Turn card now pairs Vaulthouse, but could just cost him more chips. Tran. Again, trying to get a read and a check from JC.
It's never good when you make top pair on the turn, and it officially means you're drawing dead.
Both house checks, maybe trying to invite a bet from JC on the river.
Oh, he's going to get one.
7 of diamonds now. Now, I think if JC wants to get more chips, he's going to have to bet here. 400,000, yeah.
Tran comfortable with a small score here.
And call.
And a call. Top pair, no good. JC will take it with the set of 4s. A very fortunate flop. Evgeny happy to get out of the hand. JC crosses over the 10 million chip barrier with the flop set.
JC Tran rolls on.
Indeed, a dangerous player gets more dangerous. At an outer table, Somar Aldarwich is on his feet.
But a triple up would be nice.
He shoved with Queen 6 of hearts for nearly $500,000. Jason Mann has King 10, 7.5 million chips and reservations.
Well, if he's out of fruit, my man's got no shot here if man calls. What is he thinking?
Ace?
Never.
Never? King? Sometimes. You have like Jack 10? I can be Jack 10.
I saw you calling 7-8 suited. Sir, please.
That's after I put up. You talked me into it. No.
Man will try it again.
You are good.
Jason Mann in better shape this time.
You think about folding, sir?
I did.
That's a slow roll.
No,
sir.
honestly, I thought
Penalty.
500K is a lot, man. Unless you're a good player, I don't really want to double you up.
Thank you. And you will double me up. Sorry.
Probably. Yes.
Reminds me of Josh.
It's like 80-20.
Jack?
Who said Jack?
Even the Canadians
All right, the flop. Aldarwich at risk. Man's king high enough to keep Aldarwich at arm's length.
7. No, not a 7. That's better.
Give me a 6. Dallas, we are friends since years. Please give me a 6.
Turn card. Oh, man pairs up, and the main event curtain inching down on Aldarwich.
Queen.
6.
Queen. Who said queen there? Queen.
Queen. Come on, Dallas.
Queen.
Rivers an ace. Man's pair of 10s prevails, and the end has finally come for Somar Aldarwich.
It's the damn lawyer again, rubbing out one of the fun guys in the room. I may have to boycott Canadians.
One former chip leader takes his leave. This former chip leader up to $8.2 million after knocking out Somar Aldarwich.
It's a great result. My first time in Vegas, my first WSOP main event, and I finished 37 or 38. A lot of people dream their whole life to get such a result, and I get it the first time. And yeah, when I'm lucky, in a few days I will chip it.
The 2013 World Series of Poker is brought to you by the official WSOP social game. Download now on Facebook or your smartphone. The main event is a grind, and playing with your chips is part of it. And Norman tries, I can't do any chip tricks. I have broken a chip trying to riffle.
Yeah, you were trying to riffle one chip.
Indeed. At the featured table, we look at Yevgeny Timoshenko under the gun. King 8 of clubs, 8 million chips. JC Tran, the big stack here with 10.5 million. Timoshenko with a raise to 180. Jackie Glazier with 2 blackjacks.
She wanted to go with her husband once to a home game, but was told women weren't invited. She started studying poker online, figuring eventually they'd let her play. They did, and she became a winner at that game.
I'm all in.
She is all in for 1.7 million with the pocket jacks.
She then graduated to casinos lawn, kept records, and realized she was making more money at poker on weekends than in her 60-hour-a-week job she hated. Goodbye, job.
Folded around to Jack Amix in the small blind with ace king off.
1675. I'm all in.
And he re-raises all in. He's got Jackie covered. Everyone else folds. And so it will be Jackie Glazier at risk with the jacks against the ace king of Jack.
And that was automatic from Jack for more than half his stack.
Jackie Glazier looking to hang on. Jack Amix trying to make this big pre-flop hand work post-flop. Jackie Glazier at risk again. Here is the flop. And 8-8 Jack. Oh, Jack's full for Glazier.
She's been the queen of the double-up.
My goodness. The 1% hand of Amix looking for a miracle. Turn card doesn't bring it. It's official. Jackie Glazier's main event adventure will carry on. Jackie hugs her rail, including Marsha Wagoner right there. Amix took a big blow with ace-king. He's left with just 14 big blinds.
Victory lap for Jackie Glazier, and she's got the eye of the tiger.
Indeed, that inflates Glazier's holdings to over 3.7 million. Jackie's not on the leaderboard, but still in the lineup of potential world champions. Anton Morgenstern on top, J.C. Tran very healthy.
Loosey-goosey Chris Lind is second in chips, slow and steady Evgeny Timoshenko in seventh, and double-up diva Jackie Glazier still with final table dreams.
That's it. As soon as I start winning flips, it's all on.
Year after year, we are reminded that at any given moment, on any given day, your stack is vulnerable.
Good playing with you guys. Have fun.
The final table is so close, and winning a coin flip can be the difference between becoming a footnote and becoming the story.
You know, sometimes you just have a feeling like you're gonna bink a flop.
Bink. There is no time to rest. The most important part of the main event journey is straight ahead.
I hope I win.
For Norman Chad and Kara Scott, I'm Lon McCarron. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.